Hey everyone, and welcome to 5 Minute Fridays. I'm Miranda.
And I'm Maggie.
And what are we talking about today?
Well, I guess since Dan's not here, you're going to have to do it with me. We are doing the IBC wrap up. We just got back this week. I don't really know what day it is. I assume it's Friday because we're here, but I'm still adjusting. So it was a great show, and we're going to talk all about it.
Yep. But first, let's quickly go into what we're streaming with today. So of course, streaming to YouTube and Facebook.
Yep, using vMix Pro 22.
We're using some PTZ optics cameras, USB and NDI.
Some kind of Behringer or something that I don't know what that is. Audio-Technica AT3031. Bear with me, guys. And then, of course, our X-Keys mouse mat and the vMix Social with Kindle Fire.
Yep. And, of course, as always, we're using the X-Keys XKE124 T-Bar with the video switcher key set.
Awesome.
All right. Put this down. So, how was the show? That was a long show.
Very, very long show. It's the longest show that we do. Actually, it's 5 days long. It's over a weekend, and it's halfway around the world. So, on top of travel and meeting people, it's exhausting, but in the best way. So, it was good. It was really good. I hope we go back next year. That's the plan. So.
Yeah. Well, I know everyone here is happy that you guys are back.
Yeah. Thank you, Alexis and Liam and everyone who covered for me. But I definitely had a lot to do yesterday when I got back. I'm still recuperating and hitting emails. Sorry if I have missed an email to anyone that's watching. I promise I'm going to get to you as soon as I can.
Yep. Yeah. So I think you took a lot of pictures. Documented the trip very well.
I really like to take pictures, and in a place like that, in a show like that, in a city with the people that there, it was just a photographer's dream. So yeah, I snapped a lot.
All right, well, let's take a look at some of those.
All right, well, there's the crew. This is who came with us this year. So that's myself on the far left, and then Patty Hetherington and Michael Hetherington. They're both owners of PI, and then Dan Slider. Yep. And Spiny on the table.
And Spidey, can't forget him.
Nope. And, of course, we had our crew. They worked the exhausted hours as well. This is our Lego crew that if anyone's actually seen our booth at NAB or Infocom, this is our Lego studio. And they show live streaming software the best way possible. Everyone loves a Lego.
They might almost be more popular than the real people.
They really are. And they work hard. So Good job, guys. And this year we actually rented this lovely rack, and it worked out awesome. We could fit almost everything on it that we wanted to show. So that's our entire family of X-Keys.
That's awesome.
Almost entire.
Almost.
And this is the star of the show. This was our XKE64 replay controller that we just released about a week before we took off. And vMix is amazing. They actually already have this fully integrated. Anyone who does slow motion replay with vMix, there is a template available right within vMix. You can just upload it, and you can buy this unit already pre-configured. So really excited about that. And this was also something new and exciting. So Preset Master is a software that actually allows X-Keys to run on an ATEM controller. And Robert was there. Actually, this is his setup with his T-Bar, and it was great. We had a lot of people asking questions. It was awesome to show a demo. TJ Thompson actually was showing this similar setup at NAB, and we had really, really good response from it. We were really excited for the future with that. He's said that he's going to integrate all the X-Keys if they're not already integrated.
Oh,
so
that's
super exciting.
Very cool.
Yep, and got to walk around a little bit. This is our XK128 for Wirecast. This is actually being used in the Telestream booth. I was really happy to see that when I walked by, that he was in the middle of showing people with the controller instead of using that mouse. So exciting about that.
Very cool.
These were some people we got to meet finally face-to-face. This is John and Marie Lind, and they are part of the Streaming Idiots group, and just wonderful, wonderful people. There was something about a goat, and I didn't really know what was happening, but it was all good fun. So really great people to meet.
Very cool.
And here's some more of the crew. So that's Rudy and Marie and Dan, and looks like Steady Cam, and then John in the back. And there's Ardeep in the very back. He actually is the CEO of Keyboard Specialist, who is our UK distributor. And his lovely wife, Charan, came. She's kind of hiding by me. And then Michael and Patty again. So after every show, at the end of the day, you kind of do this big, giant meet and greet with any booth that's close. So that's what we're doing right there. It's actually working hard to hardly work, I think I don't know what the saying is, but good times.
It's all good.
And this is the bowling crew. So VMix and X Keys and a couple of the other streaming idiots have actually started a new tradition to bowl whenever we get the chance. So this was the second IBC bowling, and we actually were split up. So it really wasn't VMix versus X Keys this time, but I did take second in one of the games, beating Tim from VMix.
But wait, didn't first and second place go to X Keys?
They did. Dan actually was first place, and I took second. Again, let me repeat that. I beat Tim in a normal game with all frames, but he did crush it in speed bowl. So shout out to everybody. That was so fun. So NAB this year, we're going to be doing it again. Yep. So you need to practice more. I was talking you up. So
hey, I got 3 strikes in a row last time I bowled.
Exactly. Turkey. And we took Spiny around a little bit. So this is actually in Enco's booth. They are a company actually located here in Michigan. They have offices throughout the world, but their main headquarters is down in Michigan. They've actually customized their XK80 to control some of their hot shot software. So some playback and instant audio playback. So we went to stop, say hi to them. And another one of our customers that's integrated, X Keys, this is Playbox, and they use the XK24 for some of their media controls within their software. So, of course, Spiny had to go check that out.
Absolutely.
And another one of our custom integrated products, this is OmniPlayer for more of that radio automation software, and they've been buying from us for a really long time. They're actually based over in the Netherlands. And I was brought so many gifts. This is actually greetings from Germany, I believe, is what that says. And that was brought to me from Paul and Sandra, who came over to IBC, their first broadcast trade show ever. So I'm sure it was a little overwhelming, but they got to meet me and meet the crew and see X Keys in the wild. And it was just an awesome experience. I really, really think it was beneficial for them. So looking forward to hearing some feedback now that I'm back here. I got asked to participate in the VMix Fun Time Live show, which I thought they were joking because obviously that's a really cool thing to be a part of, but they weren't. So this is me backstage in the VMix booth. Martin Sinclair is trying to get things ready. And that's Harry, the hot dog, hung out in the back. I don't know. He's Dan's cousin, I think, or something. Dan Sinclair. Who knows? So many pictures. This was me just taking a live shot while they were live streaming. So that is the crew from VMix. That's Martin and Dan Slider being interviewed, and then Tim TD and cool. Kind of. Yeah, this is our friend from Bird Dog. It's Eamon or Iman. I'm sorry if I say it wrong. I think I say it wrong every time I say hi to you, but he actually hosted a really fun after-party dinner that we got to all go to. Thank you to Bird Dog for that. I had delicious baked potato, which they call jacked potatoes over there.
That's interesting.
Smothered in cheese with more cheese and all the cheese. They're not shy on their cheese in Europe, that's for sure.
Excellent.
Yeah, we just took them around to the VMix booth. There's our buddy Dan. We definitely tried to get a Streaming Alliance group together, and it was fun. Yep, it was their first time meeting, and they're already best friends. So.
I mean, clearly.
And there's Dan again with Spiny and Dan. Dan and Spiny in the VMix booth hanging out. And there is Harry. Had to bring Spiny in behind the scenes to meet him, and he made him really hungry. So. And this was in the VMix booth, hashtag thanks Martin. This was our XK64 replay controller that I was just telling you about. So we also had this out in the VMix booth a little bit, and then we also had information in the VMix booth. So shout out to all of those guys there for sending people over. It was once again a great group effort to get the word out. So excellent. Thank you. And these guys, they actually don't use X Keys yet. This is a company that Dan Slider and I met last year. The name of the company is Strodus. I think I'm pronouncing that right. They do a lot of storage stuff, but really great local beer. And we made friends with them last year. You can see on the table, I actually made peanut butter cookies this year and brought them in my suitcase. And so I made really good friends with her. Her name is Sandra, I believe. And then Joannis. They were really great people. So Spiny had to come say hi to them. So thanks again for the beer and the chocolates. And I hope we can exchange gifts next year too. And sunflowers were everywhere this year, all on the wall. It must have been a theme. So, of course, we had to go out and take some pictures by them. So, cool. Yeah. And this is a very famous sign in Amsterdam. I believe it's also at the airport, the I Am Amsterdam, or I can never pronounce it right. You get the point. The show's huge. There's 14 halls at this place. So Spiny and Dan were trying to help people get to our booths. It was a a mess, but And there's Dan Slider, and I wanted to get a picture of the last show that he was going to do for PI, so we had to go out front and find the sign. So there we are with Dan and Spiny. And one of the other Streaming Mascots Alliance members is Stream Shark, and another Aussie-based company. So we went over and saw those guys and gave them their sticker, and got some chocolate from them. And Martin Steed, Steedy Cam, brought us a functional 5-minute Friday clock, which I actually do have here with me, so I know what time it is. So we had that out.
The clock isn't broken anymore.
The clock's not broken, Steeds. So thank you. And this I just wanted to show because everyone always says, oh, well, didn't you rent a bike in Amsterdam? No, I did not, because this is just a very small bike stop there. Biking is no joke over there. It is another form of traffic. There are laws. There are ways you have to do things, and I do not trust myself. So did not rent a bike, but they are great on them over there. It was really inspiring. Yeah, it's just, like I said, there's more bikes than cars. I think they said there's more bikes than people actually in Amsterdam. So
wow.
Yeah, you got to know what you're doing. And, of course, I snuck a flower picture in. Anyone who knows me knows I love flowers. So maybe and someday in my life I'll make it over there during tulip season. But, of course, they had some fresh cut ones anyways. But this was just when we were exploring. And we did get to take a canal ride. After we set up for the booth on Thursday, we actually got out a little bit early, which was awesome. So we went around and did a hop-on, hop-off. And it's a great way to see the city. People actually live in those boats on the canals. So
very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. Very cool city.
I think that's the last one in the album.
Whew, that's a lot. Sorry.
A lot
and
of
I
pictures.
even picked like a very small selection of the ones I took. So I really wanted to share how fun the show is and how many people you get to meet, and just it's a whole lot of fun.
Well, you definitely documented it well. It looked like a lot of fun.
I know. Everyone's like, oh, you get so much fun. I did, but I swear we do work really hard.
No, of course.
Yeah, and I did a couple interviews, and I don't know what you got else queued up. I think we might have some other things to show eventually.
Yeah, we can show some now. So anybody that joined us last week, we did a few interviews. Maggie interviewed a few people on the 5-Minute Friday show there. So
thank you for putting that together too. That was so cool to be able to connect with you guys in the U.S. So.
Yeah, it's always fun. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first interview.
Hello.
Hey, Rudy.
Make sure you don't pull it out. Can you hear them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear some giggling.
Yeah. So
Well,
that means you can hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this year, what are you doing? You're just getting to walk, aren't you? You're not
Yep.
working.
Yep. I'm just. I'm not working. I'm just visiting the good friends from last year. So, biggest disappointment so far was not having
You're gonna make yourself.
someone here. But yeah.
Mer, I'm telling you, everybody is sad. And I know that just makes me feel worse, but it's
I
true.
tried to fit into the
Everybody wanted to
suitcase,
see you,
but
so.
I tried to fit into the
But the
suitcase.
cookies.
It was
The
just
cookies were really great.
small.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, they made it.
Really great cookies.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so Miranda, I was going to ask you to help me make those, but I knew you were sick, and I was thinking that we always make those for the holidays, and so everyone like, oh my gosh. So if you hear some thank yous, it's because it's definitely our recipe.
Yeah.
And you should have seen me make them. It was a disaster. I had it all
I
over
can
me,
only
and
imagine.
I didn't even want to tell you because that was the first day that she wasn't feeling good. She's been under the weather, so she was at home, and I didn't want to make her feel guilty. So I'm glad you like the cookies.
Yes.
And what else did you get? You also got a hat.
Oh yeah. I have a really nice and warm hat when I go for my walks.
From the nation.
Yeah.
From the old nation.
Brewery
Ah.
Nation.
Very
So,
nice.
ah,
Yeah.
very
I will,
comfy.
I'll raise a pint later. I'm heading there in a little bit. I mean, way later.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to need a beanie when I come over to Michigan.
Yeah, it's
So
gonna be cold.
Yeah,
Rudy
you
says
will.
he's gonna come visit us.
I'm
He's gonna
going
come
to
Michigan
visit.
at some point. So
Oh,
and then you can show me
awesome.
around.
yeah,
That will
We'll
be
have to give
fantastic.
Tour.
Visit the nation.
Grando tour. Yes.
That will be so
we are
fun.
citizens, so we'll get you in. All right,
We'll get you
well,
the good
anything else
deals.
you want to say to these lovely ladies?
No, well, this.
I mean, no, it's day one, so you really don't have much to even probably talk about yet. Did
Yeah.
you go far today? What
Yeah,
was
no, we
anything
just
new?
wander a little bit around. It's so huge, and the coming days we're going to see a lot more. But it's very interesting, but mostly not for a wallet. So
That's what I've heard.
Oh, Rudy. Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
there is a bear waiting here, so I think we need to bring in the bear now.
Oh, there's a bear.
Oh,
waiting.
no.
That's what we're.
Oh boy.
So
All right.
Good to
See you
see
girls.
you.
Yes,
Enjoy the
bye.
show.
Nice talking to you.
You too.
see you. Bye bye.
All right.
Thank you, Rudy.
Yes, thank you. And I just wanted to give a shout out. Thank you, Rudy, for my gift. I love it. Thank you for thinking of me.
I did give her presents. I thought about keeping them, but I gave them to her.
No, very cool. So I have a few more interviews lined up if we want to watch any of those.
I think we should.
Okay, let's take a look at the next one.
Yeah,
What is this?
we're spoiled. We got many gifts this time, and
Oh my gosh.
That's so cool.
oh, Mr. Steve. Nope.
Oh,
Can you reach? All right, can you hear him?
Martin, hi.
can I hear that?
Can you hear?
Yes, I
Hey,
can.
There they are.
I can hear.
So, what is this on this table?
I brought you a clock.
Got us.
But wait,
I had it made for you because your clock is broken.
I was gonna say, but wait, isn't
So
it
if you have a
broken?
look closely,
It is so
all
cool.
of them's move.
It's
not,
a functional
not just
clock.
the second
Ah.
hand.
It
They all
glows
move.
blue. I don't know how
That's-
well you can see it in this
Oh,
lighting.
we can see
but
the
it is
glowing.
It's great.
That is
it's
very cool.
So, he came bearing gifts.
Yes, I did come bearing gifts. So
broken.
Right.
You know,
No.
I'll make sure I pack this well. I am the professional, so I'll make
That
sure.
is true.
of course,
It'll get
it's
back
in your
safely.
it's in your
Don't
trusted
trust
hands.
Dan.
It'll get back safely. So, nope,
It
it's not
will.
going with Dan. I'll make sure it's in one of my cases.
There you go. That is
So
awesome,
yes,
though.
I can't complain now though.
No,
that
I
your
know
clock
he
doesn't
said he
work.
lost it. Now
So
that's what I'm gonna say now. You're not
I
gonna
don't
have.
know. I need to find something
You're gonna
else.
have to find something else. Yeah, but isn't that too cool?
It's
That is
kind
very
of
cool.
a bitter sweet victory here.
It is. It only
a-
took what, a year? I think since you. I had no idea what time it was for an
Only.
entire year. Where have you been, Seed?
I know.
Well,
It's
we
been
really
crazy.
appreciate it. You guys are
You
too
are-
good to us.
You are
so-
very,
Yes.
very welcome, and yeah, it was
It's
just
very cool.
a little bit of fun, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
So have
so
you got
that's
to walk around much yet? I mean, I know you and Rudy tried to do a couple laps, but
yeah, we've done a couple of laps, but
Yeah.
it's
is it a lot of the same stuff? I mean, what was that microphone you were telling me about? There was something cool you guys saw.
oh, the
Yeah, what was
deity.
that one? There you go.
Yeah, a deity store. That was really good.
Yeah.
They've brought a new microphone system out. Part of it released the last IBC, and they've released
I know.
an
I'm trying to
XLR.
remember. There you go.
an XLR clip-on that they've released this year, which
Nice.
also has a port for lapel mics.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, he's pretty excited about
That
it.
sounds
But
cool.
unfortunately, I've not got enough money to buy all
Yeah,
the
he
toys that I
says
want
the
to
pockets
buy.
just aren't deep enough this trip. There's so many cool things that you can purchase, but it's just a little pricey. So it's
Yeah,
good to look.
and one other thing, Decimator have finally released their 12G converter
There you go.
for SDI.
I just
So
like the Animator. I don't know.
that's a great tool.
Although I think it's a spider logo. Isn't that a spider
It
logo?
is a spider
Ooh,
logo, yeah.
Those are the spiders at NAB. We don't like Decimator.
Yeah.
Never mind.
It's
No,
cool. Anyway,
I mean,
don't
well,
want to take up all
Good.
of your
Thank
time.
you for stopping in.
So you are very welcome, guys.
And
Enjoy
thank
your
you for the
clock.
gifts.
yes,
Not a problem
You're
at all.
too sweet.
it's good to see you.
Yeah, hopefully next year, maybe Miranda, you'll come over.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's the plan.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
Fingers are crossed.
Perfect. Right,
Thank you for
I will
hopping
go.
in.
Oh, you
I
are
think
more
we're
than
tagging
welcome.
out. I think we have someone else lined up.
Yep,
so
tag
thank
team.
you, my
Alright.
dear friend.
I'm out of here.
I'll take the ear.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh God, there's a live banana on set. Oh, we have to take
Set
a
the
call. He's got a
banana
call.
phone. The banana phone.
Right, I'm out of here.
Oh my god. And we're back.
We are back. How fun was
That
that?
was awesome. And also, thank you, Martin, as well, for my presents. I love them, and thank you for thinking of me.
Yes, you guys are all so sweet.
Yup. I just want to say, this clock is amazing.
It's
Seeing it in
legit.
person, it's
Whoa,
so
it's gonna look
cool.
really funny on the
Come
with
towards
the-
me.
with the green screen.
There you go.
But it is so neat. And
It's
it's got many colors. I don't know if you can.
oh,
Whoa!
don't go green.
purple and pink, and it's just so fab.
It's so cool.
Love it. And I was so worried about it making it back, and it really did. It made it in one piece. So we will forever know what time it is now, Steedy. Thank
It's
you.
not broken anymore.
Yes, it was very, very cool. So many gifts. Like I said, everyone was so nice. Just so nice to see everyone.
Yeah. All right, one last interview, and then who knows what's going to happen. We're live.
All right. I don't think he needs an introduction.
I don't
all
think
our
so.
streaming people might know it's Mr. Tom.
So who am I hearing in my ear?
You are hearing Miranda and Alexis.
Hello.
Yep.
Okay.
Hello.
Miranda and Alexis.
Welcome.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Yep.
It's so good to see you guys. I wish you were here.
I know.
I do
In a
too.
perfect world, it wouldn't be so expensive to get people here. So
I know.
Right.
someday.
Well,
Hopefully next year. Yeah, so
Next
this
year.
is your first experience at IBC,
It
right?
is. It is. I'm so appreciative to the VMix folks for inviting me to come and
They
badger
have
them.
quite the crew this year. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot
So
of
you've
fun.
probably been working. You guys been busy, right?
Yeah. Well, it's like 4 a.m. for us.
That's, the time change. I don't even know what day it is. I kept saying that we will be here all week, and people are just looking at me like it's Friday. I'm like, the weekend. We'll be here all weekend. We're here through the weekend.
Well, so did you guys know that we had a VMix replay class going on
I
that
think
just
I'm in
happens to
trouble.
feature your XKE 64 replay controller?
I did hear about this class, and I heard it went well.
It's going
and
well.
we've sold like a ton of them.
Yeah, I know. Thank you for that. I'm so happy. TJ's
I'm-
amazing. TJ, shout out TJ
Yes.
Thompson for helping teach that class.
TJ's great.
Isn't he though?
He is awesome.
He
just
is.
I told him he should have been a teacher. He's just so.
Well, he is a teacher.
Wow, is he?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, I
I
didn't
mean,
realize
no.
that.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
he's-
Teacher
he's-
with this, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad, and it went well then. So you probably do something similar with that again, then, right?
Well, we've got one more week, and then we're going to repackage it as an on-demand class
Perfect. I was just gonna
and
ask.
Nice.
pair it with the XKE 64 replay controller.
Oh, you're so good to us.
That's
Oh,
perfect.
that's
And
awesome.
Then, and Miranda, you did send that one out yesterday, didn't you?
Yep,
Or
we got that
Alexis,
sent
or-
out.
Did
Yep.
you ask Alexis?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, we were
Thank
both
God I know what
copied
you guys
in.
talking about.
Yep, you're good.
Okay.
We got it
Glad you
covered.
guys are on top of it.
We're
Thank
good
you.
here.
Well, and what we're able to do is we have a reshipper in Sarasota, Florida,
Okay.
and they can ship to anywhere in the world.
Oh,
So if the exchange rate is favorable, we'd be happy to send them to you from the U.S. to anywhere in the world. I think the
there you
one
go.
That's awesome.
yesterday was going to Germany or Sweden.
Very cool.
So yeah.
That's great. You are literally the first reseller to have them. So you are a golden boy. You launched them for us. We had people patiently waiting for that device. So
Well, I was
Yes,
so
we
hacked
did.
off
Not-
because you sent me,
Yeah.
you guys sent me a bunch of them, and before I could play with it for any period of time, they were all gone.
that's just what I love to hear.
I believe
Flying
it.
off the shelf.
And so I had to order one that I'm not going to sell it until I have a
So
chance
you
to
get
play
to
with
play
it a little bit.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you, Tom. We really
So
appreciate it.
So good.
So good. So there's actually a lot more interviews that we had on that show. So if you guys want to catch all the entire show from last week and all the interviews, just go on our YouTube channel.
Yep, everything will be up there.
Yeah.
Thanks again for everyone that participated. Thanks, Rudy. Thanks,
Yes.
Martin. Thanks, Tom. I think maybe even Petra was on there. I don't know. There's people coming in and coming out. Who knows? It
There
was
was a
a
lot of
carousel of
people.
friends.
Oh, it was awesome. Well, I think that covers everything that I had queued up. Why don't we close out and we can see any comments and questions?
Sounds good. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be right back.
Okay. All right, we're back.
We are back. Well, thank you for helping me show all that.
Oh yeah, no problem.
As you can tell, you were definitely missed. big part of the team. So always miss Miranda. So let's see what's going on. And there's a lot of action in here, but I think it's just all about the show, which is what this is about. So any
Yeah.
questions, definitely. Tommy wants to know, Steadicam. Martin, how's that camera rig I saw you trying out? Looked like quite a load to carry. I wasn't in that booth that time, so I don't know what he's talking about. So I guess, Steedy, if you're answering to that. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, well, that's just sad. I don't think that's what's happening. I think we're gonna make that work next year.
We're gonna try.
Yes, please ask questions about X
Absolutely.
keys. Normally we do more product specific, but we just got back from a trade show, so we wanted to at least do a quick recap. Absolutely ask questions.
Yeah.
And if for some reason I miss it here or we miss it there, definitely shoot us an email to sales@PI Engineering or message us through our Facebook group or PI Engineering's Facebook. Either way, we will get to you.
Yep.
So let's see. Great wrap up. Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you.
Yes, if anyone has ever experienced NAB, which I think, gosh, 5 or 6 years, 7 years we've been going together, it is very similar to that, except a lot more European, if that makes any sense. I don't even know if that makes any sense, but it's more lackadaisy, but it's longer. So you have many days to get it. So like I said, 5-day long show. So even if you can make a couple of the days. So let's see. I like the president and vice president for reals. All right. That's good to know. Are X keys for broadcast only? No, absolutely not. So broadcast is just one of our biggest markets because there is so much involved in broadcasting.
Right.
There's the live streaming like we're doing today using one, but there's post-production, pre-production, any kind of video editing, graphics editing, camera switching, teleprompting. We are used so much in this world. That's why we talk about it enough, but we are just a programmable USB keyboard.
Yep.
And I shouldn't say just because it makes it sound simple. We can do a little bit of everything in every program. So any keyboard, hotkey, shortcut, command, we'll work in it. So whatever you do, we can probably work in it. So
It's true. I didn't believe it when I started working here, and it really is true.
All right. Thanks, Rudy. Yep, he's just backing me up.
Yep.
I like this. X keys are for everything and everyone. I really like that, Rudy.
Yes, they are.
All right. Let's see what Dan's got.
The thing I've used my X keys for the most is actually as a secret weapon in video games.
Yes, and so a good little trick to know out there from what I've heard talking to tech support, a lot of the games can tell if you're using some kind of a macro keyboard. So if you program it in hardware mode, which is one of the versions that we have available, you would just download our software once and then write it right to the device. So that way when it's plugged in, it's just seen as a USB keyboard so they don't know you're cheating. So just a heads up. You might not have to do that, but if for some reason you can't get away with it, try hardware mode.
There's always ways around it.
Yes. Thank you, Alexis. She's just reiterating. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm going backwards now.
Beers.
So Rudy is one of our beer connoisseurs. He definitely recommends us the best Belgian beers and German beers over there, and he did not let us down. So after the show, he definitely was a great person to have around. So thank you, Rudy.
Excellent.
And Steed says, Miranda, you're very welcome. Let's see. Any more X keys questions? We can definitely take them. All right, here we go.
May be used in food production. I'm a small family cheesemaker, and I would like to use a small keypad to regulate milk and other
ingredients in the cheese making process.
Yes, as long as you can use it with keyboard shortcuts or macros or anything like that, then absolutely.
Yep, it just is going to depend on your software. So whatever kind of software you're using, yeah, absolutely, we can definitely help you with that.
Yeah.
Like I was saying before, any more detailed questions, definitely shoot us an email. We are always happy to help. If I can't answer you, I will get you an answer.
Yes, and if you do end up using it for that, please send us some pictures because that's a unique thing and we would love to see more on that.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I don't know how that works, but anti-snore button apparently. So I don't know. Who knows? Like I said, X keys we're working everything.
For everyone and everything.
All right, and Dan is just...
Yes, hardware mode is the bomb, and the delays make it so you can do the perfect combo.
Awesome. Love to hear it. Let's see. I don't remember what Dan was calling it, but a check-in would be cool too. If anyone wants to say where they're watching from, I always find it really neat to see where everyone is in this world. definitely do a little quick check-in with us.
Yeah.
And I should probably make sure I didn't miss anybody. Let me
give
see.
some shout outs.
I do want to thank again Paul and Sandra. I'm not sure if you're catching the show this week. They are the owners of GB, who is actually our German reseller. They've been resellers for over 20 years. They started back in the day with some of our Y-Mouse adapters, which we still do have in stock. So really great to see them. Like I said, that was their first show, and their mind was probably blown with everything that comes with the broadcast show. And then Boris from Into Comp, don't want to forget him. He was great to have there. He is our Swiss reseller, and he had no idea what the broadcast world was going to entail. So if anyone has any questions or needs to buy X keys now over in his region, he has a much better idea of what you're talking about. If you're asking about a vMix controller or mentioning any kind of Adobe software, he definitely gets it now. So that was great to have him come. Thank you again for making the trip. And hopefully next year, maybe you can pop over for a day or 2 or 3 or whatever. It's a long show.
Lots of opportunities for it.
Tom Sinclair and his wife Sandy, got to meet her. You would love her. She's a doll. Good job, Tom. Got to meet them. Tom worked in the booth, but I know Sandy got to do a little bit of sightseeing, so good for you, girl. So nice meeting them. Martin K., all the guys in the vMix booth. So Tim, Martin Sinclair, Martin K., Martin Steed, Rudy, of course. I made notes, so I didn't forget anything. John and Marie Lind, of course, Ardeep and Charn. Robert, again, from Preset Master, if you're watching, thank you so much again for coming. I really hope you consider coming to NAB. It would be great to actually have your setup and to show people. We still have a lot of requests for X keys used in ATEM setup, so for sure. And then Bird Dog Guys, Stream Shark again, and Gil at Enco. I can't even talk. Sorry. Like I said, I still think I'm in Europe. Gil at Enco, thank you for helping me explain that to Paul and Sandra. And we will be getting you a custom key set. I don't know why you still have the labeled one. You need a pretty custom key set and flippy feet. So I will be getting that to you. And of course, Spiny, that was his first trip. He did make it back. So he's back in one piece. He had a lot of fun. So he's got a stamp in his passport now. I think he'll be coming to Vegas with us, so we'll make sure to get him around and say hi to everybody. So let's see if there's any more things in here. Oh, yes, Rudy, how could I forget the Stroops? Stroop waffles were great. It took us a little bit. Shout out to Marie for finding that stand. I was literally devastated. Tim and I, you have no idea, Mer. When we walked in the booth into the convention center last year, they had a huge Stroop waffle station, and you could get them every day. They were fresh, and it was great. Finally got Tim out of the booth one day, and we go over there, and there's nowhere to be found. And even the info girl was like, "What booth are you looking for?" And we just stood there. We just stood there for a good solid 5 minutes in awe of what was happening. And so we were completely devastated. But Marie actually found one at another hall that was teeny tiny little standoff in the corner. So I got my fresh Stroop. So thank you, Marie. You are the best. We got their card for next year.
Good deal.
So Tim's actually thinking about maybe trying to figure out how to get Stroops in combination with our booth. So anyways, yes.
That would be sweet.
Stroops are great. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm slow when it comes to this.
That's great.
Can you send the Swiss reseller contact info? Yes, I should have had that queued. Give me one quick second.
Yep, we will put that in the comments.
Let me get that going. Gosh, sorry. Why wouldn't I have that ready?
Because we're live.
You know, it's just how it goes sometimes. And I didn't have to run this year. Anyone that heard about last year, I had to make a quick dash back to the booth. I didn't have to do that.
We may have been taking bets at the office here.
I almost had to, though. At the last minute, Tim wanted duct tape or gaff tape. No, sorry, Martin did, because a cord was in the way. And they all looked at me, and I was like, no.
Not doing it.
Not doing it. I'm just not doing it. All right. I am pasting the website right now.
Right,
so there's Intucomp's website. You can also, for anyone who's watching, if you go to xkeys.com and click the purchase button, it'll actually take you to a list of some smaller U.S. resellers and then all of the people that we have listed in Europe and throughout the world. So it's really easy access to get to that.
Yeah.
Sandy is great. Let's see. Food grade. I missed that question. Sorry, Dan. I don't know what that means. We do have a keyboard cover. I don't know if maybe that's what you guys were asking.
I'm not sure.
Sorry, I missed it if it was in here.
Loving all the
Doesn't mean
action
it's
in the
food grade.
comments.
I know, right? I'm not sure about the food grade still. You know what I mean? Is it food grade? Yeah, so I think maybe that's what you mean. So our XK24 is definitely a good one to start off with if anyone wants to try an XTs, but we do have a cover for that. So we have a nice silicone cover that a lot of people are using that in like a school lunch line situation or even in like a small assembly line. It definitely doesn't make it waterproof per se, but it covers it for any everyday use on your fingers, on your hands. It'll protect it so it won't get anything inside of it. Available on our website. I think that's probably it.
So I think it's available on Amazon too.
It is available on Amazon. Good call. If you have Prime. Well,
if you want it in 2 days, you know.
I think that is it. Let's see if there's anything on Facebook. Is that? Oh,
Got a few. They
hello
should be
everyone.
in there.
Hi, Jason. Sorry, guys. I'm not the best driver. Miranda's definitely the professional.
Far from it. Although I did find a funny thing today on my personal Facebook. I'll share that story. So in college, I had to take a broadcasting class. Absolutely hated it. Did not like it at all. I had to be the TD. I had to be every single part of it. Did not like any part of it. And so, you know, where does life take me? Here, doing it every single week.
Ugh.
I like it a lot more now.
Yeah.
I'm a lot more comfortable with it now.
Exactly. Wow. VMix makes it really fun too, I think.
Yes. No, it makes it fun, makes it a lot easier to understand and do and everything. It just, I wouldn't be able to do it before.
I know. Well, you do an awesome job. She really does, guys. I do nothing but sit here and talk. I show up. I bring things like the clock and my pretty face, I guess. I don't know. So, well, I think that's it.
All right.
So, I don't know, guys. If anyone has any questions, as always, about XKeys, please feel free to shoot us an email. sales@piengineering.com or sales@xkeys. It's easier to type. You can subscribe on our YouTube page. Follow us every Friday for a 5-minute fun video. It's probably been more like 45 minutes. Sorry about that. Thanks for staying around if you're still here.
Like our Facebook page, join our XKeys group, all that.
And I know Dan Slider isn't present here, but he does also send his thanks to everybody. And I'm sure he'll say that on the next show. So have a great weekend, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye.